Hey everyone, Michael Cavacini here. Today I want to share with you the 10 best 1980s horror movies. Yes, I am a horror nut. If you've read me before at michaelcavacini.com or watched my videos here, I love horror movies of all kinds. And the 1980s is one of the greatest decades for horror films. It's a golden era for horror movies with a plethora of classic films that have become cultural touchstones for horror fans. From slashers to supernatural thrillers, the 80s produced some of the most scariest and memorable horror movies of all time. So here are the top 10 1980s horror movies. Let me know your thoughts down below if you agree. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, visit me at Michael Cavacini for more great content like this, and let's take it away. Number 10, Reanimator. Released in 1985, based on the H.P. Lovecraft story, Herbert West's Reanimator. This horror comedy starring Jeffrey Combs as a medical student who develops a serum that can bring the dead back to life. With its over-the-top gore and dark humor, Reanimator is a cult classic. Number 9, The Lost Boys. Joel Schumacher's stylish vampire movie is a quintessential 80s horror film featuring a young cast and a killer soundtrack. Released in 1987, this film follows two brothers who move to a California beach town and discover that it's overrun by a gang of vampires. By the way, speaking of The Lost Boys, if you've not read it, check out my interview with Kiefer Sutherland. Yes, that's right, I had the opportunity to interview Kiefer Sutherland. Fantastic. I even got to go see him perform live, a concert, meet him after the show, have a drink with him. Really cool guy. In my interview, we talk about The Lost Boys and all of his amazing film and TV roles. So check it out at michaelcavacini.com. Number 8, An American Werewolf in London, 1981. John Landis's horror comedy is a unique blend of scares and humor, following two American backpackers attacked by a werewolf in the English countryside. With its groundbreaking makeup effects and memorable soundtrack, this film is a classic. Hellraiser. 1987, Clive Barker's directorial debut is a visceral, twisted horror film that introduces the world to the iconic villain Pinhead. The film centers on a cursed puzzle box that unleashes a group of sadomasochistic demons, leading to gruesome scenes. This is one of my favorite horror movies of the 80s, Hellraiser. Clive Barker has been a huge impact on me. I met Clive, I've met Doug Bradley, I've met Ashley Lawrence, Claire Higgins. Hellraiser has had a profound influence on me, and Clive Barker's work. He's brilliant. So, yeah, it has to be on this list. Number 6, The Fly, 1986. David Cronenberg's body horror classic stars Jeff Goldblum as a scientist who unwittingly transforms into a human-fly hybrid after an experiment goes awry. The film is a disturbing exploration of physical transformation and the loss of humanity. The Fly is a classic that cannot be denied. Number 5, The Thing. From 1982, John Carpenter's chilling sci-fi horror film follows a group of scientists in the Antarctic who encounter a shape-shifting alien that can take on the appearance of any living thing. With its stunning practical effects and airy atmosphere, this is a must-see. Number 4, also from 1982, Poltergeist, directed by Tobe Hooper and produced by Steven Spielberg. Poltergeist is a haunted house story with heart. The film centers on a family whose suburban home is invaded by malevolent spirits, leading to some of the most iconic horror moments of the decade. I actually just saw Poltergeist for the first time last year. It was really good, so I could understand why it's considered a classic, and that's why it's on the list. Number 3, from 1981, Evil Dead. It's crazy to think that Evil Dead came out before Poltergeist. Sam Raimi's low-budget horror film follows a group of friends trapped in a remote cabin where they are unwittingly unleash an ancient evil. With its inventive camera work and gory special effects, The Evil Dead is a cult classic. Those camera effects were absolutely groundbreaking for the time, and that's the thing. Sam Raimi has his own style, and The Evil Dead is still popular. They just released an Evil Dead video game last year. Evil Dead movies continue to come out. Bruce Campbell is just an icon who people continue to love, go see. He's continued to have a fruitful career. It's really just a huge franchise that will not die. Number 2, another one of my all-time favorites, A Nightmare on Elm Street from 1984. This iconic slasher film introduced the world to the terrifying figure of Freddy Krueger, a child killer who haunts the dreams of teenagers, directed by the incredible Wes Craven. The film spawned a franchise, remains a horror staple. This is probably my all-time favorite horror franchise, Nightmare on Elm Street. Number 2 is probably Hellraiser, because, I don't know, those just have had a massive impact on me. And Freddy, incredible. I got to interview Heather Langenkamp. I also got to interview Lynn Shay, so Bob Shay's sister. So go visit my website, michaelcavacini.com. Check out the interview with Heather. Check out the interview with Lynn Shay. I got to meet Robert Englund. Awesome guy. I got a photo with him choking me with the claw. I'm pretty sure that's on my website as well, so go check it out. And make sure to fire up some Freddy today. But what's number 1? What's the number 1 horror movie of the 1980s? Well, it's from 1980. Yes, the first year of the 80s. And it is The Shining. Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece is a horror classic based on the Stephen King novel of the same name. Starring Jack Nicholson as the haunted caretaker of a remote hotel, the film is a study in psychological terror with unforgettable performance by Nicholson. Jack Nicholson, of course, one of the greatest actors of all time. And The Shining is just one of those movies that continues to endure. Visually, it's got a hell of a look to it. It's got an eerie atmosphere. It's just one of those movies that everyone has to see at least once, if not twice. So there you have it. Those are the 10 best 1980s horror movies. Number 10, Reanimator. Number 9, The Lost Boys. Number 8, An American Werewolf in London. Number 7, Hellraiser. Number 6, The Fly. Number 5, The Thing. Number 4, Poltergeist. Number 3, Evil Dead. Number 2, A Nightmare on Elm Street. And number 1, The Shining. Do you agree with this list? Do you think other movies deserve to be on this list, and some of the ones I chose deserve to be removed? Comment down below. Let me know. Let your voice be heard. There's so many movies to enjoy from the 1980s when it comes to horror. So I want to hear, what are some of your favorites? Perhaps Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer? Maniac? Stepfather? What do you love from 1980s horror? Comment down below, share your thoughts, and let's have a conversation. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, visit me at michaelcavacini.com, and I'll be talking to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.